All right, we're back. It's me, Addy, and today we have Joseph joining us.
Hey, Diego.
Me, Addy, me, comma. All right, hold on.
We'll start over.
Start over. All right, we're back. It's me, Diego, and I have Addy, and alongside us, we actually have Joseph today, who's coming in from Florida. You'll be able to see his screen, but today is March 14th at 5:49 p.m.
Yep.
Currently, the cases have gone up to 2,572 cases in the United States
Something
with
like that.
with 51 deaths.
Yep.
So that's like 600 from yesterday.
And still no word from NC State, at least. As far nothing from Randy. Diego has a thought we might actually be going back to school, potentially.
I said I could see us going back to school, but after watching the news for a little bit, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Yeah.
Recently, also, Spain and France are now on lockdown, whatever that means. Italy's been like that for a while now. First death in Colorado, first death in
Louisiana.
Yeah. And my sister just texted me, "You still alive?"
But
All right. So Joseph is a recent state grad. He's a good buddy of ours, and he works for NASA down in Florida. So, Joseph, what is it like down there right now, at NASA specifically?
Yeah, so I'm at the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. So our response has been the administrator has decided to lay out these sort of stages of response, and those go as stage one is recommending teleworking, and so
Right.
if you can take your stuff home, just go ahead and do it, and if you don't feel well, just don't bother coming in, and then also start developing an action plan, determining which projects are mission critical, which ones are not
Right.
considered important enough to risk the overall health of the agency.
And so talk a little about what you do exactly.
So I'm a plant biologist at the Kennedy Space Center, and so I work on new crop testing for feeding the astronauts as we go to the moon and Mars.
And so is your responsibilities, are they mission critical or not?
So we have some of the projects that we're working on would be considered mission critical. My main projects are not. They're doing more basic and slightly applied research, but just trying to figure out how crops grow in microgravity.
have they given you any information on whether you're going to do full-time telework?
Telecommuting.
Telecommuting?
Yeah,
Is that the right word?
As of last night, we moved from stage 1 to stage 2, which teleworking becomes strongly encouraged.
Right.
They're starting to consider isolating mission critical personnel, so people who work on the mission critical projects, isolating them to protect them.
Are they going to be? Are they going to be like living at the space station, or not? I mean, at the Kennedy Space Center?
I don't know exactly.
Oh, hold on. You're cutting in and out.
Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I don't have the document in front of me right now, so I don't know everything off the top of my head what they're doing. So teleworking right now is strongly encouraged. On Tuesday, we have an agency-wide telework day where everybody is supposed to stay home to stress test teleworking, make sure all the little nuts and bolts are ironed out. And then stage 3 is mandatory teleworking, and we're not
there yet.
Kennedy Space Center is not there yet. Ames Research Center in California is, and they've been stage 3 since Monday. And then I think Marshall Space Flight Center moved up to stage 3 yesterday. And those were because an employee from those two centers tested positive for the virus.
So, and what is it like? What's it like in Florida in general? Have you been out to grocery stores or things like that?
So last week I actually went to a theme park, and it could have just been that it was a Thursday night, but it was dead completely.
Right. Huh. Interesting.
We had the whole place to ourselves pretty much.
That's cool.
That was pretty wild. I went out to get a haircut this morning because I just decided that it would be...
Because you knew you were going to be on our show.
Now, gotta look good in quarantine, you know.
Yep.
But today, like, all the shopping centers seem just as crowded as they would normally.
Really?
People are still buying all the toilet paper and stuff.
Yeah.
So that all the shelves are like produce, meats, first aid, antiseptics, cleaning supplies. Those are all gone.
Right.
But it's everyone is talking about it. I did not hear a single person talking about anything else.
Oh, I bet.
While I was out.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is on the news too. That's all they're covering.
It's crazy. Like, I can't think of another event in history that has affected the world to like at an individual level everywhere.
Right.
Where everybody's talking about the same thing.
I mean, flus, like the Spanish flu and all that, travel wasn't nearly as accessible as it was, 100 years ago as it is now.
That's true, but that killed 30 million people.
Yeah, and that still killed 30 million people.
Yeah.
Granted, that was deadlier, but I mean, the spread of a flu like this it's just easy when there's airlines, and then
it's true.
It's easy to talk about it when there's internet everywhere. So,
can we go back to your question about
what did
teleworking and stuff? I just got an email.
Oh, okay. What's the email
from the?
Are you allowed to tell us?
Head of the intern program at Kennedy Space Center.
Right.
And so it looks like they're telling us that once we move into mandatory teleworking, if your type of project allows you to do that, you can continue to do so.
Right. Does yours?
However, to some degree, yes.
Yeah.
But if you don't, so let's say you work primarily in a lab with cells or you're building stuff, you can't telework.
Right.
So they have this email is giving us the option to terminate our internship early.
Oh, God.
It says early terminations will not be viewed negatively and will still be paid our second stipend payment.
You could just quit and get all your money?
Well, I'm not sure because we got paid our second stipend payment yesterday.
Yeah.
And we still have 2 more, I think, and so they don't say anything about that.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're staying in contact, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
It's interesting, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
What are your predictions?
I think Kennedy Space Center will be in stage 3 mandatory telework by the end of next week.
Yeah.
Have you followed this thing globally? Do you think we're gonna mirror those European countries as far as?
I think so. I think if we want to slow it down, we need to, and I think we actually should have done it a while ago.
Yeah. You and everyone else.
Yeah, I think we should have shut down a lot harder, a lot faster. The longer it takes us to shut everything down, the longer this is going to last, really.
Yeah.
Have you talked about the stock market or anything at all?
We've been following it. We haven't talked
We
about
briefly
it much.
mentioned that, like the first day we did this was the biggest stock market crash since the 80s.
Yeah. It's come back up some recently, actually.
Yesterday it came back up. I haven't followed it today.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm thinking...
Wait, you have investments, don't you?
I do, yeah. I lost quite a bit last week.
Jeez.
But I'm trying to make the most of this and investing in things that I think will go back up.
Fortnite.
The prices are cheap now.
Epic Games.
Fortnite?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I mean, for sure things will bounce back up, but
yeah,
it's just it's scary on the local level compared to
Yeah, for sure.
compared to the national like giant companies.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's true.
Because how long
Are
can
you
those
guys?
companies
Yeah.
wait it out?
Yeah. I'm especially interested to see which airlines survive this.
Oh yeah.
That is another question I have. Delta was saying yesterday that they're like reducing capacity by 40%, like of like their employees,
Right.
and they're encouraging their employees to take time off if they can afford to.
Also, big news. Zion Williamson said he would cover all the staff and event staff workers in the Pelicans arena for like 30
I saw
days or
that.
something.
Yeah, that's huge.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean,
This,
that was. I mean, we just wanted to get an update as of like today.
Yeah. You're still alive, which is good.
It's true.
yeah.
Alrighty. Do you have any more questions?
I'm gonna close this out. So that's it for today, March 14th.
Indeed.
And I guess just stay safe out there and stay home.
Yep.
Honestly.
All right. Bye, Joseph.
Bye.
Thank you to our guest Joseph. Stay safe out there.
All right.
Bye. All right. Cool.